I tried to this is the last round? Is this the last round?
How many minutes are we left with?
Welcome back from the commercial break as we continue with our discussion, the national debt management and regaining economic independence. As we come to the closure of this program, there is a report which was referred as Uganda Economic Update 19th Edition, Fiscal Sustainability through Deeper Reforms to Public Investment Management. They concentrated in this report public investment management, and in the highlight they were referring on how we can regain, Uganda can regain in debt by managing its public investment better. That's the version, and which we've been a bit going through in our discussion. They came up with some recommendations which are not diluting your own as we come to this close of our program. Strengthen revenue mobilization through the implementation of domestic revenue mobilization strategy. I remember Honorable Nekali talked about this and said this country has money. We can generate our own revenue. But the strategy should be far better than the compromised strategy.
True.
To me, that's my commentary. And again, improve public investment management. You talked about it, it was your passion. The way how we manage our investment. Those who bring in as foreign investors vis-a-vis, those who are local investors, what's our policy? And my elder brother here, the manager, Awik Paula said he will take our request, because we can deliberately decide to have 20, either every 6 months, 20 macro investors, and they are empowered to do some good work which will lead them even for themselves to go further on, not the country. They can be in that area, because some of these countries, these investors, they go so to borrow some money from even abroad. And also another here articulated point is rationalize public expenditure to support faster, sustainable and inclusive growth, investing through in human capital development. Finally, improve the trade and business environment and enable green investment. Dear guests and the viewers, as we come to the closure of this program, we need to do better in terms of these fiscal policies. Our banking system, our foreign exchange, our balance of trade, all need a serious touch. We are having opportunities with us, much as we have threats, but it's much more of the opportunities that we can explore through and have a better sustainable economy that is free from these other challenges. With that, Major, you have 5 minutes to give us your input as we come to, the closure of our program.
Now, before that, I want to comment about a few things. For example, Honorable made an assertion that in 1991, did you say that? When the economy was better, the economy is worse now than then. Before 1991. I would like to say I disagree with that, because I have reliable data from independent bodies like Uganda Bureau of Statistics, like Bank of Uganda. They have continued to give in data in every financial year, in every 5-year development plan, and in Vision 2040. All indications, all data available show that the economy has continued to be better. Before divestiture, before privatization, you could look that we have People's Transport Company, for example. Let me give us an example. That there's a company by public for transport. But you'd see that the same company, actually people would be crowded at the bus park waiting for the next bus. So what the theoreticians of privatization did is that, look, you are having a government company, part of the money is mismanaged by the authorities in that company. And yet this same bus that you claim is transporting people are heaped at the bus park. Privatize it, let people have private buses, you will not have anybody waiting for a bus at the bus park. So the whole idea was remove from the public sector, put it in the private hands, services will be delivered. What service do you want? You want to transport people in People's Transport Company or Uganda Transport Company, UTC. Remove it away. Put private buses. Go to the bus park and check if people are crowded. No. So this was done. Now, this is why some people argue against private, but that is the essence, to provide services. So data have continued to produce, because the economic growth that we are talking of must be translated into actual welfare of the people. Data in terms of maternal health, that every child born, there used to be a high rate of the number of dead children per birth, say, of 1,000. It has continued to increase. Maternal death at birth, the death of mothers during childbirth, has continued to reduce. So many indicators.
Retired Major, as you are
Come in a bit.
okay.
Can I finish this? I will get lost. So what I'm saying is, data in all aspects produced by independent objective bodies that we all agree, which sometimes produce data which does not please government. Uganda Bureau of Statistics and Bank of Uganda, these are independent data generators. They have continued to produce that from 1991 to date, the economy has continued to be better.
Okay, let me first say your version. Thank you, sir.
Mama Isina talked about the government asset being given to be privately owned so that services are made better. I don't know whether if retired Major is aware that the government has handed over its citizens into the hands of the fraudsters. Will charge. They increase their fares at will.
With no control.
No control over them.
Equal of school fees.
I want to stick on my point that the economy of Uganda was much better before Museveni came to power. And until 1991, even when he was in power, it was still fairly okay. But when the privatization policy came on board, it became worse. Look at the entire assets of the country. Look at hospitals. Mulago hospitals, who built it? Not Museveni government. He found it here. Look at the schools. My senior went to Utare. Who built Utare? It is the same Utare, which is a government school. Look at Kigum High, the Gulu High, the Gudu King's College, Makerere. Now look at all these public assets were built by the government before the coming of Museveni. And the business sectors were flourishing well. Economy was being controlled, was under check and balance.
What should be done now?
No, let me first correct this.
I want to make it clear.
Okay.
Like I've said before, that the economy was better. In the early 80s, the population of Uganda was about 11 billion. Currently, 46 billion. Now you cannot compare the consumption rate by then and now. The development of technology, of course, makes things now, when we sit here, we look things are different, not like the black and white of those days. The growth and development comes according to the census, how we are growing.
Would you bring in a recommendation so that we as you stated, it is very clear, but we want a recommendation which can turn the fortune of economic sustainability?
I would recommend that the government rather think twice. But first of all, starting to own assets. Only public institutions, for example, let me say offices. There are ministries which are actually being hired from individuals. And if you go behind the curtain to find out who are the faces behind those buildings which are being hired, you'll find the same officer who is hiring the buildings, hiring all buildings.
Okay.
Now, I really want to share this. Now, Honorable at first said that the economy was better off in 91. Now, in his second follow-up discussion, he even made it worse by saying it was even better before Museveni came to power. That is very wrong. That is utterly wrong. For example, look at the infrastructure. Right now, as we talk, nearly all border points of Uganda are reached by good tarmac road. Busia, Malaba, Mbale, Kidgum. Wait, let me finish. I didn't interrupt you. Now, Kidgum from Gulu, where Honorable passes to Kidgum, one of the best tarmac road, and it goes to Sudan. This road was not there. From Gulu through Lacho to Sudan, tarmac road, this road was not there. From Kampala, now just hold on for infrastructure. Honorable should know that before Museveni came to power, sugar was allocated. They would say Kidgum district will get 100 kilos. No, even beer that we have, did you know that beer was allocated as if it is for free?
Note, sir.
Including soda. How do you say the economy was not better?
We have taken note, and to the viewers, I believe they are making a right judgment. But now, in my moderation, let's go this way. As we come to the closure of a program, we are looking at the effective debt management and fiscal policies for economic stability. And it is controversial. My mind, if I was debating like you, was a bit divided. On his side, 50%, 50%. I'm able to tell you, the viewers, but we have to accept that there would have been reasonable economic progress that could drive us to sustainability if, as we were maintaining a discussion in the first round and second session, if those areas were improved better. And I believe retired measures, I'll come back to you to give your final word, would have been done best if even the planning process, he mentioned the plan from the beginning about poor planning, if the National Development Plan did not become a phenomenon of the 2000, if it started straight away when the regime, the government, the NRM took over, and maybe it would have streamlined the planning. But having said that, retired major, we are not underrating and underlooking what has been achieved. There is where we give credit due. Of course, Honorable, when he's going back home, he knows he passes by the tarmac, but he was saying
look at the quality of the tarmac.
But while putting the issue of quality, that's me now, Honorable, where we are.
3 months, we get
this is where we are, retired major. If the quality has been poor, how can we bring in a new technical approach that will not allow so the work not to be done? A recovery of funds, 24.4 billion, which the Auditor General in the report of February was able to bring to us, so that the money is used. We don't go to borrow before we recover. Retired major, it is back.
Actually, when you cut me short, I thought we had finished.
No.
You interrupted me.
I interrupted you because there was...
You interrupted me before.
You
interrupted me because you want to talk. No, you should call me to talk. You should don't call me to talk on my behalf. You should call me to... It's a better way of moderating. Now, I am insisting that before 1986, even inside 1986, beer for people to consume, the country Uganda would allocate per district as if it is for free. Kidgum district will get 300 crates. Bushenyi will get 350. And this was the norm. Soda, the same thing. Sugar, people used to line up. There was salt they would allocate. So to say that the economy was better then than now,
we collected that, we are now on recommendation.
I would really want to.
There was more money in the hands of the local people.
No, there was no goods and services. Goods were not, which goods am I talking about? Salt was not there. Sugar was not there. Beer was not there. Water that we now have, national water and sewage, was not there. Roads was not there. Now they are there. How can you say the economy was not good, better?
Well, let's agree to move like this. Please kind of allow me to moderate this way. That's why I came in to talk. We want to leave that matter aside. and I said we accept that there have been a progress done. But in the midst of this, there are unresolved economic challenges.
No doubt.
That we want to resolve.
No doubt.
And those are now the final, in 2 minutes, we'd like you to only concentrate on, so that we don't divert our discussion to that.
Yes, now that you have taken in my position, I'm now okay, to show that goods and services were not there and they are now there.
In my rural area, I didn't have electricity, now I have electricity.
Yes.
I didn't have a road.
Even if you have the money, you had no sugar to buy.
Okay.
Even if you had the money, you had no salt to buy. Even if you had money, there was no beer to buy. So, okay, fine. Now that is settled, is that the way to go in debt management and economic independence is that we as a country, we should manage our priorities, so that we can spend within our means. We minimize spending more than we have. Then what we have already borrowed, or what we borrow, we should be very stringent and disciplined in managing.
Your last word to the viewers?
That's my last word. To the resource owners and the loan designers, let's design the loan in the best interest of the country, and let's manage it in a disciplined. In a disciplined way means proper use, no corruption, nothing. I'm just trying to be as few in words as possible.
Oh, no, that you remained with a question for you to have taken to Muzei.
Which one? The other one?
My question would have been that Muzei in the second Chisanja, these days that's how we call him, because indeed he's Muzei. He said Chisanja kuna mchezo, that the thieves are going to be caught.
It means they were playing that.
Please come on, I will reserve you for that. But you tell him that there is a certain young man, he said that he said kuna mchezo, but they're stealing our money. Yes, come on, please.
Yeah, thank you.
For 1 minute.
Dr. Joseph,
yes,
in summary, for our economy to really strive, we need few things. Number one, managing what we have well. We need, first of all, to use our taxation correctly, and we need to have our gains in terms of collecting taxes and revenues. Let even those well connected with the government start paying taxes. They have big businesses, but their goods pass through the border without any pay. They don't pay taxes. Of taxes. Now we lose a lot of taxes,
and we end up not having enough.
And the poor person self-inventing actually at a whim at Nakasero is squeezed to the bone to pay taxation. The room is closed, the business is shuttered down. So we need to first of all learn on how we can collect our taxation unanimously, independently, without segregation. Everybody should raise taxes well according to what the person is saying.
It has been
one.
Yes, the last one.
Corruption must be fought. Corruption.
In 1 second,
just. Is fought in all these public offices. When my senior was talking about roads were there, you asked, roads were not there. Roads were there. And the qualities were better. The kind of roads that are being built right now, it is substandard. Most of them are substandard. In 3 months, you'll find there are potholes bigger than the road. Roads are actually moving through the potholes.
Thank you so much.
So they are very big challenges.
Yes, sir.
We need to manage corruption. We need to learn how to collect our taxes well and put into better use. We need to know where to put our resources, our investment correctly.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you to have come, and you articulated the points. We are on record. It is not just a mere talk. And for those who are with us, we are looking to how we can have, a sustainable, economic, growing country. I appreciate you, Honorable. There was a serious contention with them. We will bring that another time. And good night, our dear viewers. We can manage our data, and all the views have been, presented very well. And the economic sustainability of this country depends on effective fiscal policies, how we can balance trade, how we can have good interest rates, and so forth. All that being said, for good, and not only my country, but our country as we are together. Until we see you next time, it has been a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much.